And we're live from Lake Worth, Florida, ponytail free. It's the SMB Comedy Podcast.
I hate you guys.
How are you doing?
Hey.
I'm Scott.
What's up, everybody?
Hello.
How are you?
Welcome back.
I know, it's been a while.
Yeah.
I said what's up, man. All right. What are you looking at me for?
We're just, how have you been? How's everything going?
Going with the flow.
It's going, yeah.
Yeah. That's it, huh?
That's
You
it.
sound
That's
run
about it,
down, man.
Yeah, just
Sound like you need a vacation.
I've got one coming up.
Oh,
Yeah. I've been work's been stressing me out and everything, so time to take a vacation.
Understandable.
So what are you gonna
Fuck you guys. You know what I'm doing.
Well, I mean,
I'm going to the Smoky Mountains and going hiking for a week on the
I
trails.
think it's pretty fucking cool.
yeah.
Honestly, I'm not hating.
I'm going up to the mountains in Georgia also for a week.
We're gonna go camping in the Smoky Mountains for like 6 days, and we're gonna go to Georgia for one and hike around there. And
This would be cool as fuck if it was 1865. But
what can I say?
we got fucking Xbox. And
Yeah.
shit now,
Yeah,
man.
see, I don't have it. Well, I have Xbox 360. Someone gave it to me,
That's
but
a
yeah, I see.
choice.
That's the thing is like
are you prepared to cut your hand off if you fall into a ledge?
I'll do what I got to do. I got the knife and everything. I got an axe. I got all that shit, man.
I don't know if you're prepared.
Don't drink your pee.
I would never.
Don't drink it. It's not on purpose.
I don't want to die like that, man.
Yeah, whatever. You're gonna die somehow.
Yeah, I know, but I don't want it to be painful.
There's gonna be like the main thing is watching out for bears and shit.
Yeah, man.
And plus, it's just getting like right when we're gonna be there is right when they come out of hibernation.
Yeah,
it's like
they're
the
going to
season
be
when-
cranky as
Yeah.
fuck.
Bear.
Rawr! You're going to see two dirty hippies fucking running around in a fucking...
What's that cloud of smoke over there? Smoke signals?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Bears don't fuck around, man. They're kind of mean.
No, well, they tell you how to deal with them, and like I'm actually gonna have some bear mace. They tell you to get that,
Yeah,
bring
what's
that shit.
bear
It's like
mace?
pepper spray.
Wait, how like woodsy are you getting with it? Are you going camping?
Well, we're gonna have a campground we're gonna stay at, and then go to the trails. We're gonna drive to like 15 minutes to the start of a trail, 20 minutes every
So you're
day.
sleeping in
but
a
there's
tent?
one day. Yeah, we're on the campground, but then there's one day when we're literally going what's considered backcountry, where we're just going out like in the we're gonna go hiking all day to one point where we camp out in the middle of where this place is at. They have a little setup, a campground site, and then we're gonna wake up and walk back the next day.
You motherfuckers are going to end up on Naked and Afraid.
It's possible. Well, not naked, hopefully. Afraid, whatever.
They're like, damn, man, do you have a tattoo?
But it should be interesting. I'm looking forward to just getting away from
I think-
civilization.
I think it sounds fun. It sounds
Yeah,
kind of...
you guys were clowning. It's okay. You can say all
No,
the
it
shit you're
does
saying.
sound fun, dude. No, I mean, I was just saying, it sounds like you're going away.
Why you always got to be hating on him, Scott?
I'm not hating on him at all. This is
Best part is I can wear my ponytail and no one's going to be there to make fun of me.
This is friend to friend. I'm sure the woodchucks will be laughing.
Yeah. The bears are going to be like, what the fuck
They
is
won't even bite you. That's a cool-ass horse. He's a friend of mine.
So you're going up to where the
Smoky Mountains. It's Tennessee.
Smoky-
Yeah.
Tennessee? Oh yeah, I've been to Gatlinburg area.
It's right near
Dude,
Gatlinburg.
yeah.
Civil fucking war ghosts are everywhere,
Yeah,
man.
dude.
I don't believe in ghosts. So
Yeah,
we're-
well, you're going to believe it when one's fucking with you in your tent.
Well, if you ever wanted to go
Well, that's from-
stay in one of those like those haunted houses, would you do that?
No, I don't give a fuck about that. I don't want to do that.
We'll see. Well, you say,
I mean,
don't
I
believe that
would
shit.
because I'm not like afraid of it, so it wouldn't bother me at all.
Dude, you would
That's
get
what I'm
totally
thinking too.
molested.
I would love to just.
Molested
I feel
by
like
an
it was all
entity.
be set up. You know what I mean?
It's like a tourist trap.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
Right.
For suckers.
I
I just want to
like
sleep,
religion.
motherfucker.
That's right up there with Finding Bigfoot, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's another thing with that. The other shows, the ghost hunters, like ghost hunters.
Yeah.
Hey, we heard this thing
It
on.
might be a ghost, or it could just be the fucking air conditioner in the
Or
background.
they pull out a fucking EKG
Yeah.
reader or whatever, some Ghostbusters shit, and they're like, see these things, these magnetic readings
Yeah.
are telling you like complete bullshit. That's what they're telling.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, if you play it backwards at 167th per whatever slower, it says, "Suck my balls."
But it doesn't. Yeah, it'll make some ridiculous noise.
Oh, it sounds just like,
and they're
yeah.
like, "Oh, here he said, suck my balls."
Yeah,
You're
Like, I give more respect to the Bigfoot guys than I do like
Yeah, 'cause they're in the
ghost
fucking
guys.
woods.
Well, yeah, exactly. There's
yeah,
some
yeah.
element of survival. Like,
what a bunch
Right.
of douchebags.
Or even then, or
they
you
know they're not going to find Bigfoot.
They
Yeah.
dupe these fucking people out of like 8 seasons. They've been paying for this fucking, like, boss, we're going to find them. We're so close.
Well, I didn't
We're
want to bring it up
so-
because I know it's so subject. But that's my next trip. Is we're going to go to the Pacific and go Bigfoot looking.
that'd be
Are you really gonna do that? Oh,
I hope you
Pacific
find-
Northwest,
It's not a
I was
plan.
I hope you find him.
I'm
And
telling
he,
I know I would do the trails up there, but it's not
Pacific
gonna be like a
Northwest.
Bigfoot.
Yeah.
I hope he finds you and beats the shit out of you.
That's it.
Honestly, Bigfoot. Hi, I'm Jesse.
I didn't believe in you.
Yeah. And he's like,
that's gonna be one of those things too, where it ends up like, why has no one ever like seen Bigfoot or been able to
With
like,
the body,
get proof
Yeah.
of it? Because like Bigfoot's like, oh, you see me now? Oh, you
Yeah.
just saw me. Like, hey, what's up? I'm Bigfoot. Come with me.
Yeah.
You're never coming back.
He's
Yeah.
kicking it in a cab with a big
Yeah.
screen TV and shit.
he's probably pretty leery of fucking people.
I would think that would be a trait that would pretty
Except
much.
the Hendersons. He
What
likes
if-
the
yeah,
Hendersons.
he was cool with them. What if he watches the show and he's like, they're fucking so cold. They're nowhere near me. I'm in Manhattan, man. That's where all the freaks live, man. He's got to be a hippie, like if he's from fucking the Pacific Northwest, and he lives in the woods.
I think it's just regional thing, you know. So you think there's like
He's probably suicidal. I think
You
we
think?
can
the
assume that.
Bigfoot on this coast.
He's
would
probably
be-
done and seen things that we've only read about in books and magazines.
Mhm.
Yeah, because no one's seen a fucking Bigfoot before.
I know except for the one guy that looks like Phil Jackson walking around in a monkey suit.
Yeah, the
the
real
gr-
tall guy.
yeah.
Yeah, they proved that it was fake, like deathbed confession. He finally
Yeah,
put
he
out,
was the
like-
guy with the video. He admitted that the whole thing was fake.
yeah.
Yeah.
That was the
It was
ultimate.
Phil Jackson in a monkey suit.
Yeah.
You know what was so great about that too is it was back in the day. There was a certain point where there wasn't the internet or Photoshop or any of
Yeah,
this
the
other
90s.
stuff. So and the 80s too.
Yeah, well,
Pretty
anything
much-
prior to the 90s.
These people were so fucking stupid that they believed.
Oh
that
my
this-
god! If you saw a picture and
Motherfuckers believe it now with the internet. People still believe. They're dumber. People now are
I
dumber.
didn't even think about
You have
that.
unlimited information at your fucking fingertips.
That's true.
And there's no shred of proof that Bigfoot exists.
Right. You think?
Don't you think he would like be like, look, man, look, fucking leave me alone, all right? What the fuck do
I
you
exist.
want?
Leave me the fuck alone.
I'm real, all right? I'm fucking chilling. I got a wife. I got kids,
he
all
can
right?
talk?
We got priorities. What if he's
Even
like,
in the movie, Harry and the Hendersons, he couldn't talk.
well, maybe
bro.
he can fucking talk. Maybe he's got
if he
fucking
could talk, it would
Rosetta
sound like
Stone.
that.
He'd
It would
be
probably
like,
sound like
look, man,
Chewbacca.
I'm fucking hanging out and shit, man.
If he's listening to radio in the woods, then
Yeah.
he's got
He's
to
like,
be able
what
to
the
talk.
fuck is the big deal, man? I'm just trying to
Listens
live
like
my
NPR
life
and shit.
and be green.
They want to save the woods.
Yeah, man. And you guys keep fucking with me. You almost found me a couple times.
Oh, right.
That was crazy.
I had to eat some motherfuckers.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Like I told you, stay away.
No, he's probably an herbivore.
Well, we have one in Florida that's the swamp
You can't
ape.
be that big and be an
Swamp
herbivore.
ape.
Yeah, swamp
You don't think it could be a herbivore?
Not at that size.
Tyrannosaurus Rex?
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
that's-
not
not
Tyrannosaurus
at that
Rex.
That's the
size.
biggest problem with it. That's like the Loch Ness. I went to Scotland one time. And they
Yeah.
were like, "Yeah, the Loch Ness is definitely in there." It's like, first of all, it's a huge friggin' lake. I'm
Right,
like,
right.
oh. Second of all, like
It's a glacial
It's a
pool.
gigantic dinosaur. I
That
was
no
like,
one's ever
yeah.
seen anything but like a tiny piece of it
No,
poked above the
no.
water before.
That
You know what
shit
I
ain't
mean?
real,
Yeah,
man.
There's more proof that exists than Bigfoot,
yeah,
though.
There's a
Yeah.
reason why.
Some
there-
crace fucking drunk Scottish fuck, you're going to believe him?
No, I'm
Oh,
not.
seen
Did I
it.
say I
He
thought
was
it was real
looking
or
right in my eyes, and I said, Nessie, get away. I don't even know if that was a Scottish
Have you ever
accent.
seen Brotherhood of the Wolf, the movie?
Fuck, of course not.
No. Well, fuck
Sounds
you.
ridiculous.
It's an
What is
awesome
it,
movie.
cartoon?
No, it's a French movie actually, but it's
Oh.
excellent. It's
Fuck.
excellent.
Is it subtitles?
Oh, it's French.
No, they have it in
My
English,
bad.
but no, it's like a. I know I would never normally watch French, but it's like an action movie. It's
Who's
awesome.
in it? Gerard Depardieu?
No, I don't know anyone in the
That's the
movie,
only French
but it's
actor.
fucking awesome. And the whole thing is like there's this supposedly this crazy wolf that's going around that's massive size going around killing them, but it's actually like
A big herbivore?
it's controlled by other people that are setting it. So it, like they think it's some freak animal, but it's not really a freak animal.
It's not even a real
Well, it
animal?
is, but it's not. I mean, it's
It's
there's
Bigfoot?
more to it than that. It
Oh,
was
man.
Bigfoot. I didn't want to ruin it for you. It was Bigfoot.
Spoiler alert.
Well, you know what? I don't understand fucking finding Bigfoot, to be honest. I just don't.
Nobody does.
No, I mean,
Who watches that shit?
that's what I'm saying. This is
I
where-
guess probably people that used to watch Three's Company.
Donald Trump voters?
Yeah. Boo, 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 boo. So, Greg, why are you not involved? Why are you so fucking out of it tonight?
I don't know. I've just been trying to let you guys talk more.
Well, yeah, no, that's fair. Very, very fair.
Well, not so much that, but I've been trying to like less interjection and kind of work with you guys and see, like feel out the dead spots and then
Sure.
come in there and then try it out rather than just forcing in all the stories and stuff.
I got you.
Cramming it in there.
I got
Yeah,
you.
well, I'm trying to orchestrate things a little more and
Well,
talk a little less.
I personally, I am going to be more free flowing, like jazz, but speaking. I'm gonna,
Well, I noticed if you
People don't like jazz, though.
that means that they're not intellectuals. They're Philistines.
Oh, and
Philistines
heterosexual.
Huh?
And heterosexual.
I don't know if one has one to do with the other.
Maybe.
But
the Philistines are all what?
No, I was talking about I was talking about jazz likers.
oh, I don't really like
Yeah,
jazz.
at this point, it's almost obnoxious to say.
Yeah.
I did listen to a John Coltrane album today, but That was probably the first time in you.
But also, that's a little different. I'm talking. Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, but when someone's like, I really like jazz. Like, no, you don't, motherfucker.
Kenny G, motherfucker.
It's 2016. There's no new jazz.
Yeah, who
shit
the fuck
to
is
like.
making jazz?
Yeah, that's like some shit you listen to in college, and you occasionally you're like, what is this? Like, why am I supposed to like this?
Yeah.
And then like after listening to a bunch of shit, you finally get really high when you're like, oh, there it is.
Yeah.
What are we in New Orleans and shit? You know what's going on?
And then you end up listening to Amy Winehouse.
Yeah, and you're like, man, it sounds exactly like a black woman. Now I can finally get down with this.
Yes.
Like, this is something I can get behind. But she got that back tooth missing, and then once she got skinny, that's what. Did you ever see her when she was
Who are we talking about?
Amy Winehouse?
Oh.
Yeah, what the fuck?
No, I don't even know what
too?
she looks like, to be honest
I thought
with
she
you.
wasn't. She was attractive until
Oh
she
yeah,
lost
yeah,
her tooth.
she was a little chubby at one point, like earlier. I think she got fame from one of those like American
Reality
Idol
shows or something,
yeah, American
right?
Idol
Oh,
type
really?
shows. And then
No wonder I don't respect
yeah,
her.
Yeah, and then she
can
you
sing,
see her like what you're like, damn, that's her. And then all of a sudden she did the whole drugs every time, everywhere, all the time, and then she lost that.
Why
one.
not be famous? I mean, isn't that what you get famous for? I mean,
Right, but me and Scott were talking about this before. It's like you got to be able to keep your shit together, you know. And
gotta
crash
be
and burn.
tough.
Who gives a shit?
well, I think
gotta be hard,
I
man.
think you need to be able to do those drugs and then have like a doctor kind of like be like, all right, like lay off this or whatever. Yeah, like a better analysis rather than like self.
But some people are meant to go all out and just crash and burn.
I feel it's more of it's a result of the society not allowing them to do these certain things,
or just the unchecked ability to do it with no boss and unlimited resources.
Right.
I think that's more of what it
well,
is.
that's what it comes down to. Is like you don't really have anyone to check.
Right.
You
That's
know,
what I'm saying.
Yeah. So even with the medical marijuana or whatever, they have like a doctor in between. So like you
But marijuana is not weed. I mean, marijuana is not drugs.
Right. That is true. So I don't know. It's just one of those things.
Anyways.
Yeah. So the
Amy Winehouse we were talking about.
yeah. So
Who is she? What does she do?
in the news, I wanted to bring this up. Was it North Korea sentences a U.S. student to 15 years hard labor?
That sucks for this guy.
Did you hear about that?
That's
Yeah,
it.
what
But they
is
should
the-
start doing that in America.
They said he stole a banner.
He stole a sign in a hotel.
Like, what did the fuck the sign say?
Who knows? And they
big fucking sale.
Yeah, it
Remember
said you're going to jail for 15 years if you take this.
yeah.
But he can't read that language.
15 fucking years, right?
that? Yeah.
He
It would
like-
probably look like like a
Don't
regular
say-
stop sign with some design in it, like
Yeah.
their language, and he's like, "Oh, okay, yeah, I want to take this."
And that they had an old black guy walking by. I'm like, don't steal that
Yeah.
sign. That's 15.
Yeah.
That's 15.
No, he
years.
couldn't be black, dude.
There's no
It
black
had to be like an
Koreans.
old wise Asian guy.
I like to think that
Don't do that.
in an ideal world, there
You
would
will be fucked.
they would be equally oppressed.
Oh, yeah, in other countries as they are in
North
America?
Korea. Yes, you know what I'm
Everyone's
saying?
oppressed in North Korea.
We'll let you in. We're just going to treat you like shit. Like everybody
Equality,
else,
but
yeah.
equally bad.
Right, exactly. That's what they liked Dennis Rodman at one point. So
They loved Dennis
He went
Rodman,
over
man.
there and he was all drunk.
Oh no,
was-
he's been back.
Has he been back since
Oh,
that
he's
one
been
time?
he's been multiple times. I don't know when that.
They're
exact
like
time
personal
happened,
homeboys
but they
and
love
shit.
him.
I felt like he.
I think they just got
I
the
feel
movie
like he
Double
went
Take
there-
or Double Team with Jean-Claude Van Damme, and so like they love him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Was that filmed in North Korea? I forgot
No,
about
I'm
that.
just saying.
That's
That was in,
probably
like,
one
the
of the
90s. They just
bootlegs
got
that
him.
got sent to
Oh,
him.
yeah.
They just allowed them to have
He
it.
like was like, I like this guy.
You're making me
The
nostalgic.
people can watch.
I used to love those fucking
Jean-Claude. Yeah, I
Hard
hated
Target.
Steven Seagal's movies, but I
Hard-
love Jean-Claude Van Damme's movies.
Because Steven Seagal is such an unlikable
He's terrible.
motherfucker,
He's
man.
terrible. Well, he never got hit either. He's this big fat slob,
Yeah.
and he never got hit once. Like Jean-Claude would get his ass beat, he'd have to like train real hard and come back and kick the guy's ass. Steven Seagal, you never touched the guy. He was like literally a chef in one movie, and no one touched him. He kicked everyone's ass in the movie, never broke a sweat, had a drop of blood on him. Did you ever see The Time? It's the only movie I've ever seen
Wow,
of his.
he's really passionate
Wow,
about
he
this.
doesn't really like Steven Seagal.
He escaped. There's a movie. He's in the hospital in a coma. He wakes up from the coma.
Oh,
he can't move.
marked
And
for death.
He escapes
Is that
from
what
the hospital in his. There's a guy in the hospital at the time there to kill him with a gun, a hitman.
Yeah.
And he escapes in his bed when he can't even like move any, like barely move his hands. He escapes in his bed from the hospital from the guy
Right,
trying
he
to
wakes
kill
up
him.
from a coma. He's such a badass.
How the fuck does he get
After,
out?
like-
What does he do?
I forget.
he crawls out. Yeah,
He's in his bed. He
yeah.
stays in his bed. He takes the elevator down. Like
He has a big beard and everything.
Yeah,
He grows
it was-
out.
it's
Oh
so
my God.
ridiculous.
That guy is so.
he sucks.
He's
man.
terrible. He's so
forgot
bad.
How out of control that was. Oh man.
Now he's arresting people and shit.
Which one was that?
No, he got in trouble for that shit.
He wasn't really allowed to
Oh, he
arrest
did. I
people?
didn't hear about
No,
this.
I forgot. No, but I forgot what happened. But I did hear something where he had some incident, and I think
That shit stopped.
He
Yeah,
fucking
'cause
he
we haven't
stopped.
seen
Yeah,
it since.
and he was not allowed. He's not allowed to do that.
All
No.
right.
What
Like,
about
well-
Shaq?
Well, Shaq already couldn't because he had a fuck up too. Shaq fucked up. He wanted to go undercover, which how could he ever go undercover?
Right.
But
hey,
no,
Shaq,
he had something where he
on the ground, motherfucker.
I want to say like he arrested this wrong guy or he like harassed, not harassed, but I don't want to misquote it. But something happened with Shaq too, where he also gave up the police thing.
Damn, that sucks, man. He fucking probably was. He probably, was the guy was probably fucking heckling him or some shit. Hey, Shaq, you can't shoot free throws. And he's
You
like,
only won
yeah,
MVP. You
yeah.
suck.
Huh? Anyway, yeah. So
yeah, he ended up in I guess.
Who's this?
Korea.
The North Korean
yeah,
dude.
North
Why is he
Korean.
in North Korea?
I don't
in the
give
first
a
place?
fuck.
He's-
Fuck him. Fuck this story.
It's something to do with the church.
he fucking.
Oh well, then he deserves to go to
Yeah,
jail.
and then they made him admit that he stole the sign to take it back to like the church and help the CIA out. It got pretty messy near the end.
What does the sign say? If the why was he going to give it to the CIA? Kill all Americans?
well, no, they made
was
him
it a diagram to
they-
like overtake
No, they
the
just made
United
him
States?
admit that. It's like what they.
Yeah, that's one of the things so they can try and they're like, we know he didn't say
Yeah,
that.
they
It's
wrap-
not what he would say.
wrapped it into a
He
whole.
would say, please help me. I don't want to be around these fucks. P.S. The food is bitching.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
What do
hard.
North Koreans eat, anyways? Like,
I
I mean,
don't
I'm sure it's some
fucking
kind of
know.
Asian cuisine, but do they have
Chicken
like a
and
distinct,
rice, that's
do they
what
have like a
every-
distinct dish or something?
Probably chicken and rice. That's what every fucking country eats.
It's probably like that
What do
gruel
they
they
eat?
served in the Matrix.
Chicken and rice. What do they eat in Australia? Chicken and rice and Vegemite. What do they eat in the U.S.? Chicken and rice.
Well, that's what the people were like. Can you believe all the rice those Asian people eat? And they're like, well, what do people eat anyway?
Yeah, everyone eats fucking
it's
rice.
A bunch of rice.
It's like the
Nah.
most accommodating fucking side dish other than fucking
potatoes.
potatoes.
I was gonna say the
Yeah,
Irish and whiteys eat potatoes.
that yellow rice is shit.
Yeah, that's
man.
Spanish stuff, and that's good.
Oh
Yellow rice
man,
is good.
the yellow rice you get in the
It's
bag.
like basically the
Just-
tastiest side
yeah.
dish on the planet.
Why would you fuck with that? Rice and beans? I mean,
No, I don't like beans. Fuck the
Oh,
beans.
fuck you,
I'll
man.
slap
The
you in
beans,
the face
the
with
beans.
beans.
I'd rather have the beans than the rice.
That's because you're
Oh.
disgusting.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going against beans. I was like, man.
no, I'd rather have the beans.
All right. I feel more comfortable now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just.
I
sure.
fucking hate beans.
Really?
Really.
Which all of them or any certain?
Pretty much even jelly beans. I don't fuck with jelly beans.
You don't fuck with Jelly Bellies, bro? Jelly
No.
Bellies, buttered popcorn flavored. Those
No,
things are
I
delicious.
quit taking ecstasy because someone called them a bean. No ecstasy for me tonight. I will not be dancing. But speaking of dancing,
Yeah.
heard you were a dancing machine at the party the other night.
Fuck you talking? What party are you talking about?
Come on, dude. Don't be bashful.
I don't know. I haven't been
Tell-
to a party in years.
Dude, tell everyone about the party you were at. You were breaking it down.
I would first of all never dance.
You did the worm.
No.
You did the fucking worm. There's pictures to prove it.
Oh yeah. Who has these pictures?
Picture.
What was the
Dude.
party, man?
Don't be bashful. You guys might not know this, but Jesse can do one hell of a worm.
No, this is
Dude.
totally nonsense.
Jesse,
this is
don't-
complete
don't-
nonsense.
don't be-
Anyone who really knows me knows that I
Don't-
despise dancing.
don't be
like,
bashful.
Anyone who really
Wow.
knows me knows I despise dancing.
You were a fucking dancing machine. You were doing the robot, kicked it to the worm, then you did the windmill.
I don't even know what that is.
Dude,
What's the windmill?
you know when you were kicking your legs up and down when you were on the ground? It looks like a windmill.
No way.
Dude, Jesse, you
I
are
know like the sprinkler,
dude, you are totally a fucking
the dice thing. I know that.
You are a b-boy. All right,
that's funny.
I made that up. Jesse wasn't ever
Yeah,
dancing.
everyone, like I said, everyone knows.
I
hate
actually
dancing.
haven't even seen Jesse. He's been in hibernation mode.
That's true.
He's like, nah, man, I don't want to hang out with you fucking guys.
I've been like, now fuck the world, pretty much.
Yeah.
In the past month.
Fuck the world. Yeah, last we were gonna have a show last week on Monday, and
You guys never mentioned we were doing a show. Kiss
no,
my
we
ass.
didn't. Yeah, that was our fault.
Yeah, that
We
was
just
your fault.
assumed that you were paying attention
That was so. That,
to our secret meeting.
It was actually hilarious. Like I was. Like,
He just showed up. I'm like, oh.
Like I was waiting here like all day to see. I mean I was expecting to hear like if we were gonna do it. So I figured when we didn't, it was like 5. I was like, okay, I guess we're not doing it. And then like 5:30, 6 came around and Scott messaged me. Oh, we doing the show? And I was like, no. what do you mean?
yeah, and I realized that the reason why the mix-up was he called me the night before and was like, we're doing the show tomorrow. I'm like, yeah, we're doing the show.
Fucking collusion.
Yeah, and then we totally
Yeah.
forgot to tell you that we were doing the show. And then the other day, the next day came around, and I was at the gas station that I usually stop at to get the beer, right down the street from Scott's house, and I ended up seeing the text, and I was like, oh shit,
Trying to send me a message doing
we
the show without
totally
me.
forgot. No, we just didn't do a show. I mean, obviously that should send you a message right there.
Yeah.
Greg just
So
came
if you
out,
want to listen to our,
I'm gonna drop off this bear. I'm gonna drop off a bear. And then,
If you want to listen to our new podcast, it's called Scott and Greg's.
Yeah.
Yes.
Show without Jesse.
Yeah.
The good show.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just me and him arguing.
Yeah.
You're racist. No, I'm not.
I was going to say it's
You're a
politics,
fascist. No, I'm
politics
not.
talk
Yeah.
with Greg and Scott.
All lives matter.
No one matters. It's all a game. It's the Matrix.
What's up with Ebola?
Yeah. I know. What a crock of shit Ebola was.
Yeah.
Nobody got Ebola.
Yeah.
Nobody.
But you were plenty scared of it. I will
wasn't
tell you
really
that.
scared. I
Oh,
was
are you
Only
joking
people who
around.
eat at
You-
Chipotle.
You
get
weren't
Ebola.
around. You weren't around for that.
Or was that E.
Oh,
coli?
man. He was so worried. I remember him yelling at me. He's like, "You don't know what happens to people."
Did he
when they
get crazy about
something."
SARS too?
No, he
I don't
didn't.
give a fuck
That
about
that
no
was in
SARS.
Canada.
I hope it kills Canadians so they stop coming down here and fucking clogging up the roads and driving slow.
Man, they're nice people.
Yeah, they're not. Anyway, I apologize for my racism towards Canada.
See, that's the
Even though
problem.
they're
You can't-
technically not
you
a
can't
race.
stick
I was going to say that's not really a race. It's
But I'm sure they'll be like, hey, fuck you, buddy. We're just chilling. That was a South Park impersonation.
no
Well,
kidding.
how are they not a race? You know,
Because they're not. They're fucking
They have to
basically-
have like.
So you could
I
be
think the people from Newfoundland are their own race, but I
Yeah.
think that's how that counts.
so you can be
'cause
Italian.
they said, I just want to sodomize my boys.
You can be Irish, but you can't be Canadian. Because I guess
Well,
it's-
Irish is,
It
Dude,
depends on how long. it
Canadians
goes
are
back.
just fucking the people.
but
that
Irish
we
isn't a
didn't want
race.
here, man.
Irish isn't. It's a nationality.
We could have just said, hey, it's part of the U.S. But no, we're like, man, get the fuck out of here, you bushwick motherfuckers.
Irish just falls under generic white.
Well, why if someone asks you what race you are, then you say
You know,
Irish?
well, I'm a fucking Canadian.
I don't. Do people say that? Because do people say
What would
no.
you say otherwise?
Yeah, you are Irish.
I'm white. It's obvious. You look at me. I'm white. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but no,
The fuck
no one wants to admit they're white.
You're
Even
telling
you
me.
don't wanna go,
Hell
"I'm
no.
not fucking
I'm
white.
the first one to admit
I'm
that I
a
don't want to
quarter
admit that I'm white.
Belgian.
Yeah.
You know how many?
They're taller than the average white.
You know how many listeners we just lost? And they found out like not.
The Greg's not white.
You would know that there's a bunch of white.
All the
guys
white
on
people stopped
podcast.
listening when
They're
you
like-
kept talking, Greg. So I mean,
Yeah. Well, I appreciate all of our listeners, and by that I mean my buddy Mark
Scott's two friends.
and Paul.
My friend Chris, if he's listening.
Chris, thank you.
Is this a shout out section?
Shout out to
The only
Dude,
people I know have ever listened to the show.
If you,
I would like to give a shout out to.
if you listen to the show, let us know by liking.
Greg
or
will give you
saying-
$20.
Oh, we're
Yes.
supposed to say that stuff. Yeah.
Say you like us. Tell us. Let us know.
Like the page.
Greg will send you naked pictures.
Comment
And
of
Yes, of Scott.
stuff. No, not of me. Well, it's.
Oh,
but
did I tell you?
Then he's got the you tucking
No,
with
I'm
the
telling you.
ponytail.
I'll do that. It's probably gonna be Tyrese, like in underwear or something like that. But it's definitely me.
Yeah.
But I told you
You've been
about.
checking out Tyrese, you motherfucker.
Did I ever tell you about the one time that I?
You accidentally sent someone some porn.
No. We
He accidentally looked at Tyrese naked on the internet.
so this guy, he ended up going into my house. I lived with this other dude. We were not together at the time, but
Later on, you would.
yeah. Well, no, not that either. But I just figured to like get to the point. So we lived there, and I guess he logged onto my friend's computer, and for some reason, he
no.
left his screen
Never
name.
do that.
He left his screen name on there, and the screen name, like my friend looks it up, and he's like, "Hey, who is on my computer?" And I'm like, "What?" He's like, "I just looked up his screen name and like who the description was because it was logged in," and he said. He's like, well, what does M for M mean? And I was like, I'm not sure. And I was like, actually, I think he knew because he was on like AOL Instant Messenger a bunch. And I was like, I'm not sure. And he's like, dude, you know what that means? I was like, it's a male for male. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, what? Wait, he's like, and this is a guy that was like a dude that you would never expect. Like he even had like a girlfriend at the time. So it was one of those things where I was like, oh my, like what the fuck is going on here? So. He ends up being
He was
like,
just having fun.
Yeah.
Right.
He was
right.
like, "Fuck it."
So we're like, why would you get on like this someone else's computer? Anyway, so it goes down to my friend gets online, creates a fake screen name, and he's like, I'm gonna we're gonna see what's down.
You guys
this,
catfished a gay dude.
Yeah, we're gonna see what's down this rabbit hole. And I shit you not, ended up like sending him like a message, be like, "Hey, what's up?" Blah blah. He's like, "Got any pics? What's up? You got?" Oh no, this. He's like, "Got any cock pics?" And we're like, "What? Where the fuck is this going?" And I'm like, "Is this like?" It's one of those moments too where have you ever had like a fucked up moment in life where you're like, "Is this real life? Like, are we really catfishing this guy?"
Yeah.
Like I used
You
to-
guys are laughing.
So we're thinking like it's funny at one point. We're like, so like how far is this gonna go or whatever. And we're like, cock pics. Like this guy can't be serious. So at this point we're like, maybe it's not really him or whatever. So we're like, send us some. He's like, send me a picture, and that's why I brought this up is because we sent him a picture. And it was when Google Images had just come out, which tells you how long ago it was. And we look up. I was just like, whatever, black guy, and first image that comes up. It's like this big like black guy. It's like he's like
posing.
Yeah, it's like a stock photo. It's not like it looks like something legit. And it was so funny because like if it would happen now, they'd be like, oh, that's obviously a stock photo. But back then it was like, oh, you
it was
have
still new. Yeah.
They were like, you have a picture? Holy
Right.
shit! So we sent it.
Who's
to
Lexington Steele?
Dude,
Yeah.
what you should have sent him. You should have sent a picture of a white dick.
I've never told you this story before.
You did, but I don't remember.
Okay.
Oh, you just ruined it.
No. Okay. So he ends up. We sent him that picture, and he's like, "Oh, okay." Like, and then the floodgates open, and all I remember is, and so the whole thing we were trying to figure out if it was really him. So we were like, "What the fuck? Like, who was this?" Because my friend was like, "Who is this person on my computer?" And then he ends up, we were like, "Send us the picture, or whatever." And sure enough, like, and this is back so far back where the pictures come down real slowly. So you're like,
before
oh,
it got
shit.
to the dick, you could stop.
No, so if he sends his first face first, and at that point I just walk out of the room. I'm like, fuck this. Like, I'm not gonna have any part of this. Like, all of a sudden I'm like, I work with I work. Like, it's just a lot of like shit, like logistics that all of a sudden got changed.
Yeah.
I had to go back to my room and basically plan out like the rest of my life.
Yeah, the next time I see this guy, how am I going to avoid this guy for the rest of my life?
So so I just remember oh shit, where did that come from?
Scott, what the fuck are you doing, man?
That wasn't me.
I just
That was the bullshit alert. Greg probably sent him
This
a
is a
picture of
bullshit
his
story.
real dick.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say, Greg just sent you a dick pic,
Yeah.
Scott.
P.S. It's G for Greg.
So it ends up being what was it? Oh, so I walk out to my room, and then all of a sudden I hear my friend go, oh shit,
no.
and I was like, what? And
You
he
have
was
two
like,
dicks?
oh, come over here real quick, I gotta show you this thing, and I kind of like just glance over because there's a door where I could look like into his room and see what the monitor was going on the screen, and I look over. And I'm like, it was enough. I could see it. Like, you just see like the white skin and like some weird brown thing, and it was full on like just it was traumatized.
How did you not think that that's what he was about to show you?
Oh well. At this point, I think we were a little bit sauced, and we were like, this is gonna be.
I forgot we were just looking that shit up a little while. We were cash fishing that guy.
This is gonna be hilarious. And then there's like a whole like thing back, and we're like, are you a pitcher or catcher? And we're like, holy shit! Like, we're learning like new gay terms.
You don't want to know this stuff
Right.
about this guy.
Yeah,
bro.
exactly.
You don't
Right,
wanna
right.
know this
So
stuff.
it ends up where we're just like, okay, like, holy shit, like, we just totally fucking catfished this person because we were like, this can't be the same dude and everything. And then he's like, yeah, well, I'll come bang you with your boyfriend while my girlfriend watches and shit like that. And it was so crazy. Like, I couldn't handle it. I never even, because it was one of like, you thought you knew somebody and you're like, wow, like, what the fuck happened with this?
Well, maybe you're glad you didn't know him.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, no, at this point, like, it was really weird too because I ended up the next day at work. I remember just being because I stayed up late that night, and some crazy shit happened to me, and me and my friend were just completely traumatized, like just being like, oh my god, like it can't get any worse than this.
How did you just? I mean, like, when did you decide to stop? Okay, we've seen it. Now, you can't go anymore because like. It seems like you would have
after
either
he
done
sent
it
the-
really early or then just
after he
like,
sent the dick pics.
Oh.
I think that was when
well,
we were
yeah,
like,
that seems like that would be exclamation point.
Yeah, because he was like, "Are you a pitcher or catcher?" And we were just like, "What the fuck is going on with it?" And then he was just like, he was like, "Send the pics," so we send one of the pics or whatever. And then finally at the very end, he's just like, "Blah blah blah." And,
he had like a bunch of it in stock. He was
at
just
that
waiting
point
to
we were
send.
like, you're like hands off, because this was so long ago, like that. Dick pics weren't even a thing. That phrase. You were like, yeah, we were like, oh my god, this just happened. Like, who does that? Like,
Who has a picture of their
Why'd
dick?
you say it with a lisp? Who does that? It's a sickness, I tell you, a sickness.
Oh, no, but
Pictures of his dick.
right, that was my first dick pic encounter.
Never swipe past what they tell you.
Right. This is before swiping.
Yeah.
This is
That's
all we got.
uncomfortable. That's the new finding.
Yeah.
Walking in and your parents having sex.
Oh.
It's seen it on someone's phone.
Oh, my parents would just have sex in front of everyone. We didn't have to walk
Really?
in on them. Well, I mean, we lived in a small place. There's 9 kids. I mean,
Oh Jesus!
I guess.
Get to learn something new every day. Anyways, there's this high school student from Ukraine that was charged with underage sex. He was a high school whiz kid.
How old is
Exposed as-
underage? And is there a law for when you can have sex for the first
He's
time?
23. I think the person was
What?
17 or whatever.
Oh, I see. He's having sex with someone underage.
Yeah. So he was. So
You phrased that weird. I was like, what? Underage sex?
No, it ended up being something where I guess the they have the sponsors or whatever, the people they stay with, the people, some people who he ended up staying with.
And he was banging them, huh?
No, he convinced them to
spread them.
No, he convinced somehow. I think because they were getting money for it or something like that, so they faked his documentation or so.
So he said he was a student.
Yeah. So like the people that were hosting him were in cahoots with it because they were exploiting him. So he like couldn't get out of the situations, and he ended up being like the really old dude. How many 80s movies were about that?
I was trying to think of the name of the one with the guy when he went back to school, like undercover, and he was at the school.
John Cryer.
Yes.
It was called.
Maxwell Hauser. He went by.
It was
Undercover
called
Creep.
No.
Just regular creep.
Oh man, what was the name of that
That's
movie?
the first
man?
thing I started thinking of when you were telling that story. I was immediately thinking of that movie.
But he grew the
We
beard.
referenced so many old fucking movies.
He
in
looked
this
like
fucking podcast.
He looked like Kenny Loggins in the beginning of the
they
movie.
shaved him down.
What the
Who
fuck
the
was
fuck
the name
knows
of
who
that?
Kenny Loggins is anymore?
What the fuck was the name of that movie, man?
I don't know. See, that's the thing. I don't know if I ever knew the name of the movie. I just know the movie.
I know the name of the movie. I just can't think of it. Oh my god.
I know he went by Maxwell Hauser because when he never planned he was like undercover cop, but never thought enough to go in like, oh, when I go undercover, here's my name. He was like, oh, what's your name? And he was like stunned by the question. He started looking around and there was a Maxwell House coffee thing behind him. He goes, oh, Maxwell Hauser and shit like that. It was the dumbest thing.
We're gonna find it.
You remember way too
Hiding
much
out
about that movie.
Hiding out.
Hiding out. Okay, that makes sense.
Hiding out. What'd you say, Greg?
I said you remember way too much about that.
I remember
It was
the
a
weirdest
good
shit.
movie, man.
I don't know if I would say that, but
it was in the fucking
was
gymnasium
memorable.
at the end. They tried to get him in the
It
gymnasium.
was like up climbing up the
Snipers
poles
and
above
shit.
the fucking.
Yeah. What a
What a terrible movie.
dude. What was a good '80s movie? Lucas.
Lucas
Lucas
is a good one.
I hated that movie.
Goonies.
It was so
Goonies
annoying.
is legendary.
Yeah.
You remember that movie?
Dude.
Gotcha.
You gotcha.
Oh,
Gotcha. Where
it's-
I want
it's
you
Monster
to
Squad.
lay.
Oh,
No.
I love that. Wolfman's got nards.
Yeah.
It's got nards. That's the line everybody remembers.
You know what? I had to make a decision between that and what was the movie with the fat boys when they?
Oh, Disorderlies. I love that movie.
Yeah. I remember I had to make.
Well, they were in a couple movies, weren't they? Like
But that was the one he was talking about.
Crush Groove.
But they were like the feature. They were like the main actors in the movie.
That was an awesome movie.
It was a
Yeah,
great movie.
when it came
They
out,
were-
it was
they
the
came down to
best.
Miami Beach.
Yeah, because they were so.
He's
funny.
like, man, I don't like these skinny girls. They're like bicycles. Remember that shit?
Yes.
I want it with a little meat on it.
Such a great movie.
That's when they were out by the pool.
I haven't seen that in too long.
Oh my God, forever. Yes, no problem. Oh, that one I knew off fire. I've seen that movie a million times.
Dude, why doesn't anyone ever talk about the Fat Boys? Really? Because
they had
they were huge, man.
for a very short time.
It was one hit.
It was like one hit,
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, it was.
It was like one
It was
hit.
pretty.
My nuts.
That's about as flat.
My nuts. You don't remember that song?
No, I thought you just made it up.
No, that was a fucking
God damn, this
Fat
guy's
Boys
funny.
song.
Clever.
What about Wipeout?
Wipeout was the hit.
Oh, dude, that.
No, dude, they had a fat.
I couldn't even remember what the hit
Boys.
was. That's so funny.
That was the one.
Dude, I don't know, man. They were pretty successful. They were in a bunch of movies and shit.
You say there are a bunch of movies. The only movie I know is that.
Dude, they were in like fucking 3 different movies.
But
They were in-
as a cameo, they didn't star in the. You
dude,
say,
they were pretty big fucking.
is there some kind of magical movie franchise that Fat Boys had that I totally missed, even though I was
Man.
really into them at one point?
Yeah, there probably was
Yeah. Okay.
because they fucking ruled the world for a little bit.
All right.
Let's
Name
see.
one other movie.
I think it was called Crush Groove.
Really?
Yeah.
I vaguely remember.
The Empire, and you can't name one other movie.
What role did they even play in that?
What
movie?
would they play? They played
Yeah.
themselves in Disorderlies. What other role would they play?
They played themselves in the movie. It was about rap coming up
okay.
in New York.
all right.
Everyone was in it. Cool Mo D and fucking...
Okay.
I don't know if Cool Mo D was in it, but Run DMC was
Just
in
making
it.
up shit as you go.
No,
on.
man, I'm not. You guys are just upset because fucking...
I love that Fat Boys is right up there with like Cool
Cool Mo D.
D.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
The Battle of the Cool Mo D concert.
We open up with the Fat Boys.
Yeah.
That's
Look,
hard.
dude,
That
a
is
lot of
hard.
people
Big
don't-
Daddy Kane.
A lot of people don't know
headliner.
this, but we're down to 2 boys. One of the
The
boys...
fat guy died. The
Yeah.
fattest one. Yeah.
Yeah.
He died a long time ago. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
he's the one
remember
that said the shit
Oh,
about
weird. What did he die from?
being fucking chubby.
Yeah, cholesterol. Can you die from cholesterol?
Look, they were in all these movies.
What's that?
Yeah, probably cameos though.
It doesn't matter. They were in
Of
them.
course, it matters.
Knights of the City,
Disorderlies. They were the main.
Crush Groove, Swatch commercials, Miami Vice, Fat Boys.
Miami Vice is a TV show back then.
Okay,
Disorderlies.
so they were in like,
Square One.
maybe 3 movies.
They had one movie when they were
after,
featured.
Yeah, nobody knew who they were in those other movies he's talking
Bitch,
about.
they were on a show with Mr. T.
See, that's what I'm
A-Team.
saying.
Yeah, they were on. They were guest cameos on the A-Team.
TNT, starring Mr. T. Episode The Silver Angel.
Okay, well nobody knows Mr. T from that.
Well, I'm just saying he was on it.
Yeah. Okay.
Don't be fucking upset because the Fat
No
Boys
one's
were
upset. It's
the Fat Boys were doing things in the 80s.
Yeah, Disorderlies was the biggest thing.
That movie was cool though,
It
man.
was a good movie. I like. No one's disputed that.
I don't know. You know, I just don't know. I never been around someone that just tries to take so much credit away from the Fat Boys. It's like no one has mentioned the Fat Boys in fucking at least 18 years.
I haven't tried to take any credit away from
And
it.
you're like
I
the
said
Fat
Disorderlies
Boys.
was great. I said I've seen the movie 100 times.
It is a great movie. I'm just fucking around. I know Greg is mad because he's like he probably had diabetes.
Yeah.
He was so fat.
Yeah.
He was eating donuts all
He
the
was
time.
like all 3 of them were fat. For those
They're
who don't
not
know who the
anymore.
Fat Boys were, all 3 of them were fat, and he was the fat one.
Yeah, he was like obese.
He was like 600 pounds.
The other guys were
And
big
that was like
dudes.
80s fat, too.
Yeah, exactly.
Where you
Like,
were like, holy
Big
fuck.
Pun didn't have shit on this guy.
Yeah.
Okay. You know.
No, Big Pun was way bigger than him.
I was trying to trying to sell the story, Scott.
Well, I
Goddamn.
mean, let's be fair. Big Pun was huge.
Big Pun was a fat motherfucker.
My buddy saw him in concert and he said that he had to fucking take breaks with oxygen. Like, no
I believe
bullshit.
it. I
Like,
believe it.
That's terrible. I
I
mean,
wonder
for
why he
him.
died so early.
Yeah. He was spitting fire.
Asthma attack.
Spitting fire.
Spitting all that fire. Is that what happened to Biggie Smalls, too? Diabetes?
Yeah.
No, if diabetes comes in
Diabetes
bullet
and Suge
form-
Knight. Yeah.
If it comes in bullet form, then yeah.
Suge?
Yeah.
That's it?
Yeah.
He was, sorry.
Sugar
Uh,
Knight.
Yeah.
I got you.
I was
That's
gotcha.
oh, you guys are such conspiracy
Such clever
theorists.
motherfuckers.
Jim Morrison's still alive, man.
No one said that. He was all fat and shit too. when he
Greg said
died.
that about a fucking hour ago. That's crazy.
Greg Morrison. I mean, Jim Morrison.
No, I said my friend that died when they had an open casket funeral looked like
Jim Morrison was your friend?
No, he looked like a dead, like a fat Jim Morrison.
Oh, okay. Well, Jim Morrison was fat at the end. Yeah.
Yeah. But he wasn't fat when he was alive. And then
Well, yeah, towards
at
the
the
end
end
he
I
was,
was like,
yeah.
oh hey, it looks like exactly like Jim Morrison. And I was like, this is weird. Or it was kind of like a mix between Jim Morrison and the guy from Leaving Las Vegas.
Mr.
Nick
Feeney?
Not Leaving Las Vegas. Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Oh,
The
Benicio
lawyer.
del Toro?
Yeah. It kind of reminded me of that, like just real pasty, and I was like, oh man, it's creepy. So
You think he was doing a lot of the mescaline?
no, I think he was dead. So
Oh,
yeah,
yeah. That
this
makes
probably had a lot to do with the, like you know the whole. Yeah, that shit. We always talk about those guys that get propped up. I see that like every week or so now, where someone the other day was actually sat up in a chair.
Oh, I saw that.
And you
Like
saw
a dead
that,
body.
and
Yeah.
he
yeah.
had a cigarette.
It's the creepiest
and-
shit.
Yeah.
What's
you're
wrong
like,
with
dude,
people?
Oh, there's one
What
guy.
if someone had beef with him and just started kicking his dead ass?
Yeah.
Motherfucker, I didn't get the chance. Whack.
I remember that $40 you owe me.
I would
I'm
love to.
taking his sneakers.
I would love to see someone with the balls to do that, because usually what they have, the way they have it is like you're kind of recessed in the coffin, so like they're not like
Yeah.
displaying it. But when they got those motherfuckers hardcore sitting out like on a table or something like that, there it is.
Yeah.
Like,
Mean
you can't-
mugging just.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Dude, honestly, there's probably no crime for kicking its ass.
What's that?
Kicking the body's ass?
Mm.
I don't think it's illegal.
That's a good question.
I'm pretty sure. Is it like the
It'd be
facing
like-
the dead or
pretty
some
sure
shit
it's-
like
yeah,
that?
like,
It's
man,
gotta
he
be.
came
Yeah.
over here and just started beating
You can't
the
just
shit
like
out
go
of
up
the
and
body.
like dig up a fucking grave and
I
kick
think-
shit out of
I
somebody.
think it's like a $50 fine or something.
Oh, well then fuck it. Let's
that,
do it.
Right,
You want to go
right,
do it?
Just go to fucking
I'm sure there's a
funerals.
few dead motherfuckers that
Go,
would like to kick
fuck
their ass.
this and fuck everyone. That's sick.
Fuck you,
disgust-
Grandpa.
Yeah. I didn't even know this grandpa.
Yeah.
Dick. He looked like an asshole. Just you fucking.
Died before you can buy me all those Christmas presents, you,
You know-
selfish motherfucker.
You know what? We know it. I'll just change the subject to something less morbid. I can't believe we're talking about this shit. But when I was a kid, we used to fuck with my grandparents because my grandmother was a psychopath,
Yeah.
and she would go crazy and start cursing us out. It was awesome, and she would get personal. But I mean, other than that, like everyone in the whole neighborhood had the same cable company. It was only Adelphia. Bless you, by the way.
What the fuck happened to you? Are you like allergy attack or what's going on?
No, this isn't an attack. Attack would be much worse, but I'm
That's the pre-Appalachian
I'm
flu.
good. Yeah, exactly. I'm getting all in my system now, so
What?
I'll be good with.
You been huffing pain all day or what?
I mean, that's what I do for work. I mean,
Okay, I see.
Jesus Christ, man. There's a kind of invasive question.
What?
oh, I don't mind sharing my huffing. I do that all the time.
You really?
No,
joking around.
I work at a paint store though. I mean,
Yeah, that's why I said that.
I have to paint thinner. I don't have to paint, man. Come on.
Oh, yeah,
That's how you get high.
I don't know, man. That shit burns my nose. Tastes good though.
You know what's really good is the air duster stuff.
You're such a fucking weirdo.
it's
You're like
not-
that crazy bitch on Intervention.
It's not the air duster. I can't remember what it is. It's for propellant for like
It's to clean the fucking keyboard, man.
there's
Yeah. Or you can get like whipped cream and just hit that shit.
I did
it's
that.
not that
I've
stuff.
done that a million
I just
times.
did it right now, and he was laughing at me.
Oh, really?
Tell me I was gross.
It is. I mean, it's pretty hilarious.
I'm trying to remember what it was, but it was like it was something like that, like airbrush repellent. That's what it is. And then for a while, I remember when I went to college, there was these kids that were doing it, and it was like because when you went there, like it was like a melting pot, and like a lot lot of the melting pot
Like
was
the restaurant?
a bunch of
fondue.
Sorry, man. I've been fucking your story up.
I was like, no, I didn't fuck this up. Yeah, but I was like, who knows who knows what the fuck the melting pot is? It's like is that a thing everywhere?
I think so. I think it's a chain.
Oh, okay. All right.
I think
didn't
so.
think it was an all over chain.
What's that?
I never been to one before, but I know they
The
exist. I
melting
used to live
pot?
near one when I was a kid.
I think they're everywhere, man.
I think so. Yeah, I
All
think
right.
it's a chain.
That's right.
There's one up here.
Fondue
You're
is
underestimating
about-
fondue, motherfucker.
Yeah.
People eat fondue anymore? Like,
Fond-
is that a thing?
Oh, it's still there. I went there not too long ago. Yeah.
You rich motherfucker.
Damn, no, not rich. You just
Our place was expensive. That's actually what I remember about it. I was like, man, my parents took me here.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Just throwing
We're
out money.
going to fondue.
I knew it wasn't because my parents never took me there.
You
We
can-
lived right next to one, and we never even thought about going to that place. So I knew it had to be expensive, or at least reasonably priced.
It doesn't make any sense to me. You have to cook your own fucking food, and it's more.
Well, if it makes you feel any
Do
better,
you tip? Do
my,
you tip yourself?
My family, which is slightly well off, like they did only went once.
Yeah.
And they were like, fuck that, because they were cheap.
Like after a funeral or something, you know, it's like a major event.
That's the thing too. Like I didn't realize. I'm like, oh, like my family was like, they did well and everything like that. But my mother
Don't feel bad about it. You can tell me.
No, I was saying my mother was super cheap, and I could never understand. Like like I said, I was like Marshalls, TJ Maxx, and stuff. I'm like, wow, everyone else has the Billabong jacket.
Yeah, that's where we all shopped at.
And
Fuck you, motherfucker.
And
We
the
shopped at
Z
Walmart, bro.
Cavariccis and stuff like that. Well,
It was the same price.
Everyone. Well, I went to a place where everyone had like name brands and shit like
Yeah.
that, and I was like, oh man, like why are we living around all these rich people and then we act like poor people? But I never felt like that. It was just more like the going in and getting the latest fashion or anything like that was not acceptable. Like they had limits. They were like it was one of those things where I guess the Z Cavariccis was back in the day, and it was a $50 pants.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Yeah,
Those
they were-
pants sucked.
Right, they did suck. And my
Hammer
parents,
pants.
I don't know if my parents thought they sucked or they were just like, I'm not buying you $50.
They saw me like, you'll thank me for not buying you these later.
No, but like in future, like later on in life, it has carried over to where I'm like, fuck that. Like
Yeah.
I'll only buy like quality shit. Like,
So
I
they
have to.
installed the
installed
like
the
the poor,
cheapness.
the poorness. They're
Yeah,
like, yo,
yeah,
live
yeah,
like you're poor even though you're not.
Yeah, exactly. So it is something
I
like
hate you.
that
I fucking hate
it's
you.
ingrained in you after a while. Well, especially too.
'Cause my parents are like, we're poor as fuck, but try and live like you have unlimited funds. You know what I mean?
Well, really, that's
That was just burn through whatever you got. Go through it as fast as possible, fast as possible.
yeah,
And before you get paid,
oh,
have
man.
that money spent already.
That's
You know
so
what I mean?
fun. Well, after I had gotten, when I was out of the house and was done with college, after that it was poor city because I kind of fucked up in college and was, didn't really connect the dots.
Right.
Like,
Well, now you understand. Yeah, you're
oh,
like,
and now I put it together. But then like and there was a long period of time, a good like 10 years at least, where I was like, oh shit, this sucks. So I was like fucking no money whatsoever.
yeah. You see that 10 years?
Uh,
Stretch that out over 34 years so far.
So I have a very so that's where my cheapness got like where I went back to my upbringing and I was like, oh, this is what they were talking about, like fucking beans and rice for 5 days.
Only cost me $6.
Yeah, I think of it now and I'm like, I make a little more money and it's still one of those things where I'm like, man. Like like I'm able to live pretty cheaply, but at the same time, like I used to live so much cheaper. Like I have dreams of being like, cut off the cable, cut off, you know what I'm saying? Like cut off all this other stuff, like all these amenities, and we're gonna eat nothing but beans and rice every day. Like we'll be living on like $20 a week.
I can live on $20 a week for sure.
That's what I'm saying.
I was gonna say Scott's been unusually quiet during this section. The rich motherfucker. He has had nothing to say.
Oh, I'm not rich at all, bitch. I'm broke. But no, I couldn't live off $20 a week. I tried.
I did for a while actually.
Dude, I think back to those days. It's almost like it's like urban survival. It's like survival.
I mean,
man.
like 75% of the time, I bring my lunch to work.
Right.
I mean, I don't try to fucking Try to save as much money as I can, dude.
Yeah, that's
Well, I
good.
ain't trying to save it. I'm just trying to use it elsewhere on drugs.
Yeah, I
and
mean,
stuff.
well, yeah,
Right,
we all got it.
That's what kept me skinny.
Well,
in
listen to
college.
this. We have a lunch lady, not
It's
a
like-
lunch lady, but a truck that comes in the morning.
Roach Coach.
Yeah, and they have pretty good food on there. I'm not gonna lie. And every
it
morning,
red?
what do you mean? Is it red?
Like red and silver.
The truck?
Yeah.
No, it's just it's all the way in Deerfield, bro.
Well, I was saying that there's a truck that comes around where
It's the lady. She calls me puppy.
oh.
Hey, puppy, how are you doing, puppy? Like whatever, bitch. So every morning I get the same shit. So it progressively started getting more expensive and more expensive.
Oh, I hate
and
when
more
that shit
expensive.
happens.
And all of a sudden it was $8 a day, and I was like, I don't fucking understand. I get the same shit.
Right.
So I stopped buying it. And one day I forgot to make breakfast or whatever, and I bought something, but I paid in cash because you run a tab for the week and just pay on
Sure.
Friday. And I paid in cash. She's like, "We miss you, puppy." And so the other day I did an experiment. I was like, me and my buddy got the same exact thing, same exact everything,
Right.
same number of
I was
scoops.
gonna say, what to do by weight or something.
No, they don't
Okay.
do. They just eyeball it. And so she looks at it. And she goes, "Him $6, puppy," and that's for chicken, rice, a decent size of chicken and rice.
Right.
And and I got the same exact thing. We both got drinks. And the fucking his mine was $8 and his was $6.
Yeah, because you're white, bro.
And I was like, "Why the fuck?" I asked her. I was like, "Why is mine more?" And she's like, "You got more, puppy." I said, "We got exactly the same." She's like, "No, puppy." I'm like, "Yes." So I'm fucking done with that fucking lady. Fuck Poppy. That's
you know your Poppy, right?
yeah, I know. That's who's getting fucked. This was like $120 a month I was spending
Oh yeah, man. You can
on
go.
fucking breakfast.
Yeah, I go through. Yeah,
But I stopped eating lunch.
Okay.
So I would just eat that, and then I wouldn't eat fucking maybe at
I
lunch
was gonna say rice and beans for breakfast, man. God damn.
chicken.
Oh, chicken, rice,
Chicken
and
and
beans.
rice. No, I don't eat fucking
that's
beans.
right.
Chicken and rice and an Arizona tea. The energy one. Tell Greg, the Arizona teas will kill you. Everyone knows
Yeah,
that.
well, the energy one has taurine in it, which has been known to cause kidney stones and liver failure.
Whatever, motherfucker. I'm pissing just fine.
I just made that up.
I was gonna say.
Florida man exposes himself outside.
You just
Baby
randomly throwing out news
Yeah.
stories like out of nowhere. You just randomly. Oh yeah, not even say. Oh yeah, here's a news story. Just a Florida man.
I think we did all right without these dumbass stories. Just talking about stupid shit we did. Why don't you tell us the time you had a UTI, Greg? How'd it feel?
Feels like right now. I go to the bathroom every 15 minutes.
Yeah, I had one when I played football, and it was terrible. I always
Did you?
felt like I had to pee.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you were more of a bottom.
What does that mean?
Catcher.
Oh, that's not. Dude, someone fucking hit me in the nuts. Fuck you.
This is a good place to stop.
I was
I
gonna say
agree.
how long have we been going so
We're
far?
gonna start shitting at each other.
Yeah.
You're old and bald. I got called old and bald like 4 times this week.
I called you old and bald
Really?
once.
But
was
not
like-
by us.
I know.
You kept making fun of me because the ponytail that I heard one time in my life. You guys made it sound like I wore it every day forever. I wore it one time in my life. And you guys hammered me for it for weeks.
Hey, I'll
Dude.
tell you what though, he was so upset about the bald thing though. He was like,
Well, that's why I said I got so tired of hearing it. I was like, "Fuck you guys."
He was like,
Bald-
am I really going bald? And I was like, you had a good run, Scott. I was like, it's a lot better than mine.
I was like, God damn, I got called bald and I didn't say shit. You guys, he's like, fuck you guys. Seriously, you're old and bald. I'm like, what? This motherfucker lumped me in the shit.
But just so you know, you're on the way.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to be bald.
No, I was talking to Jesse.
I've had this. No, that's you would think so. I've had thin hair like this forever. I've had
Dude,
forever.
Jesse's going to
keep
look
telling me
like...
about that.
Jesse's
No, I'm
gonna,
telling you I am.
I know Jesse's going to look like the old man from fucking Poltergeist when he's old.
My hair has been. I look like him now, motherfucker.
I was like, no,
I'm here for-
it's always looked like
The
this.
crypt, like the crypt keeper. And
I'm
shit, huh?
here for vengeance. What the
I
fuck
know
did
I've
he
told you
say?
this guys this before, but when I was like when I had a shaved head in high school, they called me Mr. Burns. I know I've told you this before.
Yeah, you did that. But what did he say when he knocked at the door? I'm here for vengeance. Didn't he say some shit like
I
that?
don't know, man. You're the only one.
I'm here for vengeance. He said something crazy, and the girl's like, "Get the fuck out of here, you creepy old Jesse Thompson." And anyway,
That's
that's
the only kind of Jesse Thompson there is, buddy.
all right. Well, that's our show, everyone. Have a wonderful week. There's a 50-50 chance one of us will sell out, so we maybe 2 weeks. Peace.
No, 2 weeks. I'll be on my trip.
No, we're gonna do it without you. Fuck
Oh, that's
you.
right.
Fuck face.
What am I hitting? Stop.
Yeah.